Good morning, everyone. It's 11:57 on this beautiful day in the WLYN listening area. Up ahead on the news at noon, President Carter announced today plans for a summit meeting between Israel's Prime Minister Menachem Begin and Egypt's President Anwar el-Sadat. WLYN weather, sunny and clear.
There are days that break through the dark places of your heart. Moments when the road opens up and divides before you, and all you have left are rough choices. When my marriage ended, I began the trip away from my husband by driving across the country. As I thought back on all that had gone wrong, a memory broke through that helped me find my way. Sometimes looking behind can be the same as looking ahead. July 4th, 1968. We hardly knew each other, Susan and I. Our husbands, brand new Army officers, were on maneuvers near her parents' home. They would be shipping out for Vietnam in 2 weeks. So we decided to drive down from the base together for a brief visit.
This is so exciting. My parents are probably going to come out the door. They always do. That's nice. Oh, so just be careful around the bend here.
Okay.
I see them. There they are. Hi, Mom.
Is that your mom?
Yes. My new friend, Karen.
Hi, Karen.
Hi.
Welcome.
Nice to meet
Let me
you.
give you
Mama,
one.
thank you. Karen.
Hi.
Welcome. Yeah, come on, let's go next. Okay. I'm hungry.
Faster and faster, doesn't it?
Yeah, my mom says that's what happens when you get older.
Please, I'm not even officially an adult yet.
Well, I am. It feels exactly the same as before.
Can you imagine being really old?
50? My dad's 50.
He doesn't seem old.
He does to me. Maybe because I remember him with hair.
God, it's hot. Do you have a rubber band I can borrow?
Oh, Karen, you should never wear your hair pulled back like that.
I shouldn't?
Oh, no. Your face is just all the wrong shape for that kind of severe hairstyle.
I wasn't going to.
I read about it in Glamour magazine.
Figures from the war in Vietnam are mounting, with the latest
They have
Vietnam
these
offensive taking
diagrams.
a rising toll. Casualty figures for this week have not yet been released by the Pentagon, though sources say that the toll from the recent Viet Cong offensive has been higher than expected. Anti-war activists are planning a march on Washington next week to protest the administration's handling of what they call an illegal war in Vietnam. And now the WQRB weather. Sunny this afternoon with a few high clouds, high in the low 80s.
God, I loved to swing when I was little. I wanted a swing set for my 8th birthday, and I never thought I'd get it.
Why not?
We weren't exactly rich.
Oh.
Anyway, I came home on my birthday, and there it was in the backyard. This absolutely huge, absolutely beautiful swing set. My daddy'd come home early from work to set it up for me. He was always doing things like that.
Sounds like a great father.
He was.
Was?
He died.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was it a long time ago?
Just before my 9th birthday.
How awful. Was he sick?
No, it was an accident.
A car accident?
No, he was a pilot. He was killed in a plane crash. How it happened was this American company bought some planes from the Air Force and fixed them up and sold them to the French government. And then hired pilots and navigators to fly the planes to France. It turned out that there was something wrong with the planes. They were flying over Scotland when they ran into a storm. We think that the instruments failed and Daddy tried to land the plane, but he couldn't see through the rain, and they crashed into a mountain.
God, how terrible. I think I'd die if anything happened to Toby. I mean, when Mark's over there in Vietnam, how will you keep from worrying all the time that something might happen to him? You know, that...
Look, Susan, I really don't want to talk about this.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just thought that you might have some ideas about, you know, how to keep them going insane while they're over there.
Fireworks, come on.
Karen! Karen, wait!
Girls! Girls, where are those tomatoes? Supper's almost ready.
Thank you, Lord, for this meal we have set before us, and bless those that are unable to be here to share with us, Mark and Toby. Amen.
Are
I'm
you...
sorry if...
You go.
No, you.
Okay. Are you feeling better now?
Oh, yeah, much better. I don't know what was wrong with me. I'm sorry if I scared you.
I feel like maybe it was my fault, pulling you into the woods like that.
No, please, it wasn't your fault at all. Sometimes I get these anxiety attacks. If I feel closed in.
Like
or...
claustrophobia.
Sort of like that, I guess. What's that you're doing?
Practicing my shorthand.
Don't you ever just sit and stare into space?
No.
How can we practice in shorthand?
Well, I'm trying to get a jump on secretarial school so maybe I can get out early.
You mean while Mark's gone?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna get a job, start saving money so you can go to a good college, and then law school.
You're going to law school?
No, silly, not me. Mark.
Seems like he's got his life all planned out. What about you?
I told you. I'm going to be a secretary.
Is that all?
Well, yeah, I guess. At least until we can afford to have kids.
Aren't you going to finish your BA?
I don't need a BA to get a good secretarial job. Maybe I'll finish college someday, I don't know. What are you gonna do with your BA?
Hanging on the wall. I'll probably be the only career officer's wife that has one. I'll wow them at tea parties.
I can't imagine being married to a career Army officer.
Toby loves the Army. He says I'll make the perfect officer's wife.
The National Tatler? You read this stuff?
Yeah, sometimes. It's interesting. Last week, they had this story about a woman who got taken up in a UFO.
Susan, I can't believe you read this stuff. Didn't 4 years of college teach you anything?
Karen, they had pictures and everything.
They make all that stuff up.
No, they don't. They wouldn't dare. It's a newspaper. They couldn't get away with making that stuff up.
But they do. I read about it somewhere. These writers, they sit around and they think of the wildest stories they can think of. Woman gives birth to frog baby.
I know. Isn't it awful?
It's an awful lie.
How can you say that? There's a picture. Just look there. Now do you think they made it up?
Susan, that picture is phony. They can do anything with a picture. They can cut them up, put two together, anything. God, ooh, that's hideous.
Isn't it? I mean, that poor woman. Can you imagine
No,
expecting
I
a
can't.
cute little baby and a frog comes out?
You're hopeless.
Well, I'm thirsty. Let's go make some lemonade.
Okay.
So how long have you and Mark been married now?
3 months and 4 days.
Oh my God, you're such a newlywed. Well, so are you. Am not. Toby and I had our first anniversary last month.
Wow, the first year. Was it the hardest?
Pardon?
I say the first year's the hardest.
Well, how would I know if it's the hardest if I don't have anything to compare it to?
What's the worst thing Toby's done since you got married?
Worst thing. Well, this one time, Toby stayed out drinking all night with his beer buddies. I was so mad. I didn't talk to him for days.
I locked Mark out of our trailer once.
Really? What did he do?
He dumped a bowl of tuna fish salad on the floor.
What on earth for?
I didn't use his mother's special recipe.
Oh my God.
He thought it was funny. Sometimes he does stuff like that just to see how I'll react, and I hate it.
Oh, don't worry, honey. After a little practice, you'll like your tuna fish just fine. Could you get the ice water, please?
Sure.
It may seem too soon to talk of the Macon Island raid is finished. When we're 7 days from home, the Jap warships are closing in on us. But I'll take that. Raiders, you have shown the way.
So, are you gonna start a family after Mark gets out of law school?
I don't know. As soon as he's making enough money to support us both.
How many kids do you want?
Well, my mom had 6.
You want 6 kids?
I don't know. Maybe. I like kids.
Well, I like them too, but I think you're nuts.
Well, how many kids do you want?
Two's plenty. Two's more than plenty. Do you know how much trouble children are?
Well, sure, but if my mom did, I guess I can too. I loved growing up in a big family.
Yeah, it's great for the kids. It's mostly work for the mother.
Yeah, but what else am I gonna do? It's not like I have great plans for a career or anything. May as well have sixes too.
That makes me tired just thinking about it. Why don't we get ready for bed?
Okay.
Good night, Daddy.
Good night, Mr. Travis.
Sleep tight, girls.
Missile struck a concrete bunker emplacement. Medevac helicopters taking the wounded to a nearby field hospital were attacked by sniper fire. One chopper went down, exploding on impact. All aboard are missing, and believed dead.
We're going to bed now, Mama.
Mwah. Good night, honey.
Good night.
Good night, Mrs. Travis.
Good night.
I think we should talk about the kid issue after you've had your first two. I'll bet you change your mind.
Maybe.
6 kids? God, your mom must have spent half her life pregnant.
Don't you wonder what it feels like to find out that you're pregnant? I mean, when you first realize there's this tiny, brand new human being growing inside you, it must be incredible, you know?
I can tell you what it feels like. I'm pretty sure I'm pregnant.
You're kidding. Oh, have you been to the doctor yet?
No.
Well, why not? Don't you want to know for sure? Oh, what did Toby say when you told him? He must be so proud. I can't wait to tell Mark, unless Toby already told him.
No, you can't tell Mark. You must promise not to tell Sol.
Susan, what's wrong?
Promise?
All right, I promise.
You know, you're the first person besides my mother that I've told.
You mean besides your mother and Toby?
Karen, Toby doesn't know yet.
Then you're gonna tell him tomorrow?
No, I'm not.
Well, then when? They're leaving for Vietnam in 2 weeks.
I don't know. Maybe after it's born and has all its fingers and toes and everything's okay.
I can't believe this.
I can't tell him. What if it's born not right?
This is crazy.
I don't care if it's crazy. It's the way I want it. You have to swear not to tell.
Do you want me to sign my name in blood?
Don't make fun of me.
I'm not making fun of you. If I were pregnant.
But you're not. I am. And you can't know how I feel.
I know how I'd feel.
Look, Karen. Things happen to people. Things that make them different from other people.
What things? It's all right. You don't have to tell me.
Do you swear never to tell anyone?
Susan.
Do you swear?
Okay. I swear.
We moved here when I was 15. Before that, we lived in a small town about 100 miles away. It was a nice town. Everybody knew everybody else. People were kind of nosy, but they helped you out when you were in trouble. Anyway, I went to a high school that was 3 miles away by road, but there was this shortcut through the woods behind my house. I grew up playing in those woods. One day, I was a sophomore then, I stayed late at school practicing cheers. I remember that And it was November and a cloudy day, so it got dark early. I missed my ride, and I was in a hurry to get home. It was cold, and I was tired. So I took the shortcut to the woods. There was this one spot where the path went under some pine trees. It was pitch black under there. And then I heard something. I thought it was only a deer. But then somebody grabbed me from behind. I tried to scream, but I couldn't. There was something rough over my mouth. I couldn't see anything, just these black shapes. I'm still not sure. I think there were 3 of them. They tore at my clothes. I felt cold air on my legs. Pine needles scratching me. And then another kind of pain. A terrible kind of pain, and it wouldn't stop. It just kept on and on and on. And it's really strange, is the silence. It's like somebody turned the sound off on the TV because what you can see is so terrifying that you can't stand to hear it too. If you heard it, you'd go insane. Insane. I don't remember walking the rest of the way back home. I only remember opening the back door and seeing my mother at the kitchen table shelling peas. She looked up at me and I didn't have to say anything. She knew. She knew.
Jesus. God. Susan, I'm sorry. God.
Now you see why I can't tell Toby about the baby. Not yet.
Toby doesn't know about what happened to you.
Only my mother knows. And now you.
But didn't you call the police?
It was a small town. If we'd have reported it, everyone would have known by morning.
But they might have caught them.
Why can't you understand? There was nothing anyone could do.
Okay. All right, I'm sorry. I'm sure you're right. It's just I can't imagine.
No one can.
But you're okay now. You seem so normal. You seem fine.
You were going to say I seem normal, weren't you? Well, I'm not normal. I'll never be normal. I just put on a good show.
I don't see.
Well, you don't see me every night pretending I like it when Toby makes love to me, pretending to come like other women, and all the time screaming inside because it hurts so much I want to die. What do you think I should do? Tell him? Tell my husband that I was gang raped when I was a 15-year-old virgin? Tell him that I got pregnant by a rapist and had an abortion? Tell him that I love him, but I die every time he touches me? Is that what I should do, Karen? Tell me, is that what I should do? I don't know,
Susan, is everything all right?
Yes, Mama, everything's fine.
I thought I heard someone crying.
Oh, we were just acting out a play. It's okay, Mama, really.
All right. Good night.
Good night. Karen, everything is so simple to you. You love Mark, so you tell him everything. But it isn't always that simple. There are things that you can't tell, not ever. You have to hold them inside and hope they don't eat you alive.
find that out someday.
So what time do you want to get up tomorrow morning?
Well, your father said it's about 50 miles to Maneuvers. Visiting time starts at noon, so we should leave about 10:30.
How about getting up at 8?
Okay.
Good night, Karen.
Good night.
Karen, wake up. Wake up. Oh, God. You're all right now. It was only a dream.
So real.
I know.
I had a baby, and 3 soldiers took it away.
It's okay.
One of them was Mark. He took my baby, and then I ran up to them. And then...
Try to calm down.
It was a frog baby.
It was just a silly nightmare, Karen. You said yourself things like that don't happen.
The frog baby turned into a real baby, but it was me.
I'm gonna get you something that'll help you sleep.
Why would I have a dream like that?
I don't know, Karen. I'll be right back. Here.
What are they?
Just Milltown. It'll help you sleep. Suit yourself. Now, try to get to sleep, okay? Tomorrow you'll see Mark, and you can tell him all about your dream and have a good laugh about the frog baby.
But it wasn't funny. And I can't tell Mark. I don't want him to know how scared I am. God, I don't want him to go over there. I wish he'd run away to Canada, anything. He just didn't have to go over there.
You know Mark wouldn't do that any more than Toby would.
I know.
Hey, you just have to keep busy, not think about it, like you said.
I'm busy all the time, but I think about it anyway. It's shoved down my throat every time I turn on the TV or the radio. It's like there's nothing else happening in the whole world but that goddamn war.
So, you go to the movies instead of watching TV. Look, it's late. We better get some sleep.
Don't, please. I don't think I can sleep.
Yes, you can. Just close your eyes and try to relax. Good night, Karen.
Good night. There are times when the path through the woods divides and the choices lie clearly before you. Susan had chosen her road. After Toby and Mark left for Vietnam, we never saw each other again. Some choices illuminate the dark corners of your heart so that in looking behind they become a beacon, lighting your path down all the days ahead.